Standing in Venice, I'm in a place where every religion walks by me. People from every religion. And they want to proselytize their faith. No, I don't want to demean anyone's faith. I have Muslims. Dude, you have to know your roots. I have Christians. They're some of the most intense. They're very convinced that Jesus is the only way. But that's okay. They say freedom of religion is the freedom to practice Christianity the way you want to. I said, no, freedom of religion is you're free to not worship or worship if you feel like it. You're free to not believe or believe if you choose what you choose. Some of the radical points of view are you have to believe in their version of faith. All the corpses I've seen, doesn't matter what they did believe, they all look just as dead. I like all the food I used to get from the Hare Krishna at giant rock concerts, including and not limited to at all by any means Woodstock. My friends joined the Hare Krishna movement. I don't know if it was because of food. I just think they took a little too much LSD and heard that little Hare Krishna song over and over again. And decided the deities were the way to go. Eric Fromm, he changed his name to Indra Barda. He had a farm up in Michigan in the 60s. He was one of my first friends to really become an extreme Hare Krishna. And I'm telling you this story because part of it was that at the farm they had big parties. Bands would play, magicians would come and discuss their magic. And they'd have a big ice cream vat along with all the other food. The ice cream vat was filled with LSD, which I didn't know at the time. I ate a little bit too much of the punch, drank the punch. But I had to take a walk into the woods. It was on a farm, so it was surrounded by forest. And it was probably a good thing I did because while I was in the woods, hillbillies came and beat up everybody. They used to all drive 1950s cars. If you can imagine a bunch of real redneck hillbillies and a bunch of stoned hippies chanting Hare Krishna, and a few of them dressed like Hare Krishna. And a slew of these 50s cars with redneck dudes jumping out of the cars and starting to beat up everybody. And they're stoned on LSD. And it just went on for so long. I was up in the woods, and the next thing I know, a policeman was standing in front of me. And I was just sitting in the woods. And I really couldn't talk because I was definitely having a very Paisley experience. And And so the police officer ended up taking me away. And I remember sitting in the police station. They found some pills on me, but they were some kind of antibiotic for the rash I had on my skin that were prescribed by my dad. And that's what he said he was taking me in for. It took me an hour, maybe 2 hours, I don't know. Had no sense of time, explaining that they were just a prescription. Eventually, in the course of my trip, my parents came out and rescued me from the jail. A good thing I had the parents I did have, or else I might still be sitting in the jail. Who knows what was happening back then. But to this day, one thing I do appreciate is that people can believe in their magic, their Muslim, their Christianity, they're Buddhist. They want to sit there and zazen for 2 days. Well, you can do that because we're all in this free society. I like to believe in just playing the guitar as long as I'm here, Worship this baby, rock out.